is that the material is a washable paper faux leather. It's a bit stiff in the beginning and kind of feels a little bit rough, but apparently this will become soft over time. The Fritzvold, that's what we have here. That's what it says right here. Nice little craft paper. This is a recycled. Lots of German. We open this up. It is a bifold. Only comes in black. It's the only color. It is kind of minimalist in what we have for this kind of grouping, what's going on. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, awesome. More German. Sweet. Set that aside. Get a quick look. It is black, so it'll take a little bit of effort, but we can see some of the sewing up here. And it is looking good. Very simple in design, but we'll talk about all that's going on here. Oh, look. Card slots, card slots, card slots. Wow, lots happening on this. Let's do it. Wait until we get to the material used for this wallet. We go to features, nothing on the exterior. We go to the interior, and there are not just 2. There's also 4 and 6 card slots in this. So quite a few card slots to work with. And we're going to call them slits because they're not full slots. Cards are bunched against each other as we talk about that. And then this back also acts as the cash pocket right across the top. So what's this, you say? Well, listen closely. Ah, yes, that's the sound of Velcro. And we have a coin pocket right here. It's gusseted a bit, as we can see in the top and the bottom. Velcro fastener, and the Velcro is sewn into this bottom layer, but it doesn't appear at the top. So that, nice design in how it goes across. You can see the sewing from the Velcro right there on the back. All right, well, that is all the features. Now, what about measurements on this? It is 3.8 by 3 by 0.4, and it weighs 27 grams or 1 ounce. So it is very, very light. Coins, coins, coins. I know. Everyone in the United States can't believe coins are still used, but they are all over the world. As a matter of fact, if you want to use a public restroom and want a shopping cart in some places in Europe, you'd better have coins on you. Wow, that was a struggle bus, honestly. Okay, I don't test this before I do it, just so we can see how things function. So, as you saw, I started with a mix of some other currencies here, and the reality is that this wallet, built in Germany, is really tight. It is minimalist, and it's built for euros, really, primarily euros, or other currencies that could be short enough, which, none of these do. None of these work like this. That said, we can take all these other currencies, bring them in, and go, I love you too. And we can just do this, and you can set them in, and let's see if this works. Yeah, that works reasonably well to be able to just fold it once and put it in there. All right, moving on. Let's look at the cards. From a card perspective, this is what's a little odd is I guess you have to make this usable, you do them so they face you. And so you're looking at the slot or the slits that you have here, and you put them in like this, but then you have to know where your cards are placed, right? You have to know that the next card is behind it because they stack, and if you want to get to the card in front of it, it's a bit of a nuisance to have to get your finger in there. So that's why they say that this is recommended for 4 to 6 cards. Well, it has 6 total, but 4 is probably more reasonable as you have on both sides. If I want to get access to, my transit pass, I can do that, put that back in, and not be really difficult with. But you can see how they overlap, and of course, as mentioned, they rub against each other. So that's kind of a problem there. But the coins, Velcro, yeah, they handle themselves. It's really tight. It's really quite noisy. They do have a quieter version of Velcro, if you can believe it. And, but it did handle these coins that I put in here. And there's an old Russian one in here too, fairly well. This is designed in Germany, and it's made in the EU bloc somewhere. Eastern Europe is likely where this is made. Now the edges are folded, and at the corners, we can see that we have this over sew for strength. It goes in both directions, over on both sides. The reinforcement all through this is actually really good. It's done nicely, and as we kind of saw at the very beginning, isn't a problem. What's interesting is that the material is a washable paper faux leather. It's a bit stiff in the beginning, and kind of feels a little bit rough, but apparently this will become soft over time. It's not Tyvek, as I mentioned. It is a different from what we see even on the Camino wallets. You can look at that review up here in the corner. It's made using a cellulose and latex material, and similar to leather tanning processes, the cellulose fibers are stretched and finished, making the material very durable and robust for years of use. And there are customers who, as I was looking at research on this, have said they've had the same wallet for 5+ years and still going strong. Now, RFID material is included for protection. Boo. I know, it's still really unnecessary, but it is in the lining here, so you kind of get that as a benefit of what you have. It is priced for $30. Usability-wise, let's explore the more obvious concerns and ones I mentioned as we went along. The card slots are not individual. They rub against each other. They stack against each other, thus creating more wear and tear. Card slots don't stagger, as mentioned. They don't stack, which we really like. The card locations kind of interfere with getting to your cash. And because you're dealing with this bottom sewn in piece, the card access is not really, it's not easy. You have to kind of struggle, which I think the design was that you grab the card from the back and pull it out that way. And as I mentioned, the Velcro is very strong, making it not really easy to use. And the quieter one that I talked about is called Velcro Sleek and Thin. Use little shorter hooks and loops, and it keeps the strength, but it makes it easier to open, and it's less noisy. Ultimately, if you plan to use 4 cards and some cash, this would be a capable wallet with an interesting material choice. Now onto the final score. Quality of 4. Good build quality. Price of 3. It's not bad. Features of 3, even though it has quite a few, some of them aren't really usable, which takes us to usability, which is a 2, and perception of 3, and that gives us a score of 3.1 out of 5. If you like these super thin wallet offerings, then watch this video next, and we'll see you in the next review. Bye.